Oh, I'm Chris Halchin, the FDA account leader for Guidehouse. Welcome to the CDO Magazine interview series. Today, we'll be talking to Dr. Peter Marks, the director of FDA's Center for Biologics Evaluation and Research, CBER. In his role, Dr. Marks leads an incredible team of researchers, regulatory professionals, and others that are facilitating the development and availability of safe and effective medical products. We're going to hear Dr. Marks's insights on how data analytics, generative AI, and other tools are used by CBER and industry throughout the drug development, review, approval, and post-market surveillance processes. Welcome, Dr. Marks, and thanks for joining us on the podcast.
Thanks so much for having me today.
Dr. Marks, the Center for Drug Evaluation and Research, CDER, recently released a discussion paper about artificial intelligence in drug manufacturing. That also has implications for manufacturers of biologic products, which you oversee. One of the high-level goals of that paper was to recognize the role that AI plays in manufacturing products so that, one, FDA can help industry embrace technology enablers like advanced process control in their manufacturing. And two, FDA can be ready to review products that are manufactured incorporating AI. CBER's RFI released in September of 2023 to industry also solicited some input on that topic. And it's everybody's favorite topic, knowing how quickly things can change in this arena. Just a couple of questions related to AI. The first question is the FDA open to leveraging AI in the context of regulatory approval, or are they open to sponsors leveraging foundational models or large language models in the development of therapies?
Yeah, so the agency is clearly open to the use of AI. I think particularly if it's clear that the AI has been used according to best practices. And we're seeing AI being used now in everything from manufacturing out through post-market surveillance. In fact, we're doing some of this work using AI ourselves in manufacturing, particularly in the biologics product area. Biologics are very complex products to manufacture. They're also often manufactured with multiple critical quality attributes being checked as they're manufactured. And as you go along, there's measurement of temperature, pressures, cell counts, all sorts of things. And it's possible using AI to be able to feed those in and actually get process improvement. So AI may be an important part of process control and biologics manufacture. And then out in the back end, it is very efficient at going through and looking at safety reports and helping to flag important issues. And all in between, there are all sorts of ways it could be used potentially to analyze data. One just has to be careful that one is always using best practices and not essentially having suboptimal outputs from suboptimally used artificial intelligence.
Sure. And yeah, that's my second question, I guess, related to AI. What FDA, I know FDA and HHS and other government agencies all have task forces and leaders looking at AI to, avoid that bad side, whether that's, increasing the explainability, avoiding bias, ensuring data integrity and data security. So what is FDA doing to prepare for the industry's adoption in terms of that other side?
So we now have various AI committees around the agency. We in our center have our own AI committee, really trying to look at what we will look to for best practices, both for our own use internally and for when submissions come in. We've been in this area, high performance computing is something not foreign to us because we've been doing it for over a decade now. The use of AI has, something we explored started to explore a number of years ago with adverse event reporting. So I think you'll see us try to look to make sure we articulate what we think best practices are. And I'm sure we're going to evolve over time because AI is evolving remarkably rapidly.
Yeah. By the end of this podcast, it might be completely different. So we see these emerging technologies and all of the advancements that are happening in industry and the reaction that FDA has to, in some cases, react to, in some cases, drive that emergence of new technologies, and particularly for those products in your area treating rare diseases. A lot of focus has been given to the challenges that those new technologies and analytics tools bring to the review process. As you look to 2024 and beyond, what should we expect to see between CBER and industry as far as discussions and partnerships to increase communications on these frontier topics?
Yeah, so I mean, I think between various pilot programs that we'll be running, workshops, I think any number of things will hopefully lead to improvement here. I think for us, for 2024, we are headed into a time where the center is trying to be ever more patient-centric in its focus and trying to work with sponsors who are trying to get products out there to the benefit of patients. And so I think we will try to do our best to improve communications. I think that runs everywhere from our standard communications, doing it better, to trying pilot programs like the START pilot, where we will, for rare diseases, for a couple of programs, provide essentially ongoing communication as needed during the development process, to the workshops that we intend to hold on, how we can better interact with industry in this manner. I think it's clear that the communications aspect of things is really critical, especially for the small companies that tend to be involved in gene therapy and cell therapy development. But to be honest, the large companies benefit from it as well, right? It reduces regulatory uncertainty. I think this is the whole issue is we always hear about, well, we want regulatory uncertainty reduced. Well, you can do that with guidance, but the truth is, more so than with formal things like guidance, we can do it even better by just good informal communication and, when appropriate, formal meetings to move things forward.
Oh, that's great. And I think just seeing, you out there engaging industry, you and your colleagues, obviously, Dr. Verdun leading OTP and others within CBER, the willingness to engage is really impressive. And I know that you want to hear from industry to help them to the extent you can, while also acknowledging your regulatory responsibilities. So that's great. And last but not least, and then this is a big one. In your opinion, what are the most exciting developments on the horizon for data-driven healthcare? And how can stakeholders prepare for the potential opportunities and challenges that those developments bring?
Yeah, so I think data-driven healthcare in our world will increasingly be the application of platform-based gene therapies. And I think we're just today with the approval of the first CRISPR-Cas9 genome-edited cell-based gene therapy, I think is just the beginning of a place where we'll start to increasingly see platforms of gene therapy where we will be collecting data from each individual patient towards trying to understand whether a given platform can be approved for a given indication. So I think we will be working, I think, quite diligently. I think this is what's really exciting, to figure out ways to most efficiently help these novel platforms be applied to help the maximum number of people with the least burden getting there. Again, I think the efficiency of the process is important. Our job, obviously, is to make sure that products are high quality, safe, and effective. But I think trying to do so in a manner that is as streamlined as possible can help reduce costs, and hopefully reducing costs then improves access ultimately. So I think that's where you'll see us focus.
Yeah, and that's great and very exciting. I mean, good. Nice coincidence that we're talking today on the heels of that approval. So that's just a great example of one of the exciting developments in recent years. Well, thank you for your time today, Dr. Marks. It's certainly an exciting time for FDA, the industry, and the public as we continue to push what's possible with to speed innovations that make medical products more effective, safer, and more affordable. We really do appreciate it. Everyone, please visit cdomagazine.tech for additional interviews and have a good day.
Thanks very much.